বাংলার রাজ্যপাল হিসেবে এক বছর পূর্ণ করলেন সিভি আনন্দ বোস। ইতিমধ্যেই হিংসা থেকে শুরু করে নবান্নের সাথে তার সম্পর্ক, উপাচার্য নিয়োগ থেকে শুরু করে একাধিক বিষয় এবং এই শিল্প সম্মেলন, সেখানে আমন্ত্রণ না পাওয়া, বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে অকপটে তিনি মুখোমুখি হয়েছেন এবিপি আনন্দর। কি বললেন শুনুন।
রাজ্যপাল সিভি আনন্দ বোস এক বছর পূর্ণ করলেন এ রাজ্যে। Congratulations, sir. You have completed 1 year. Out of 10, how will you score yourself?
That is to be done by the public, not by me.
Corruption and violence are the major issues in West Bengal. You have said several times, you have said about violence, but still is going on, like recently Janagar incident.
See, violence has a dynamics which is different from the goings on in a normal society. Everything happens twice, once in the mind and then in the field. What goes on in a criminal's mind is not what goes on in the normal person's mind. And that is something which cannot be contained only through police action. But police action is necessary. The law has to take its course. That is where governmental action is required. What is required is to take fourfold action to prevent and eradicate violence. Number 1, intelligence. Number 2, preparation for action. Number 3, action. Number 4, mopping up. At all these stages, governmental action is required. Then only we can contain violence. That is what is the priority now.
So you have said that there is no conflict between Chief Minister and you.
There is no conflict.
But it seems to be conflict.
There is no conflict. There is no confrontation. Conflict takes place only if two sides decide to go against each other. I have decided not to go against anybody. I will go in favor of truth and right. So there is no conflict. The golden mean is what I would like to prefer.
So 7th edition of Bengal Global Summit is going to be held for 2 days, but you are not being invited.
Not necessary to invite the governor. The governor should be happy about anything that will move Bengal society an inch forward. It does not mean that for everything that takes place in the state, the governor is a must. The government is mentally there with anything which goes on around.
Earlier, Mr. Dhankar raised questions about the expenditure and the outcome of Bengal Global Summit, but government remains silent.
My illustrious predecessor has his own way of looking at things. I respect him, respect his judgment. If there is anything which comes to my notice, which requires my intervention, I will intervene at that time, appropriately.
Are you hopeful the investment will come to Bengal?
The process has only started. We have to wait and watch patiently.
You have started your career in Bengal, and now over the decade, education system is decaying, either in case of recruitment at VCs and now the recent incident in Vishwabharati.
About recruitment of VCs, it's not a matter of concern only for Bengal. It's a matter of concern for all the states. Now the matter is before the Supreme Court. We all expect that a final decision will come from the Supreme Court. That decision we will certainly implement in letter and spirit. That, I'm sure, will end the impasse which is there in university administration in many states.
Several allegations and defamatory words uttered by Akhil Giri and ex-interim VCs, but still Raj Bhavan is silent, people saying.
Because I feel silence sounds good. People can criticize, they can be critical, supercritical, hypocritical, what they choose. But I do not get rattled by criticism, fair or unfair.
What about Kunal Ghosh tweet?
Anyone has a right to freely express what he or she thinks in a democratic setup. They are using their democratic rights. I respect it.
Thank you. খুব কম সময়ের জন্যই আমরা পেয়েছিলাম রাজ্যপাল সিভি আনন্দ বোসকে। এবিপি আনন্দের মুখোমুখি হয়ে অনেক প্রশ্নেরই উত্তর দিলেন তিনি। ক্যামেরায় প্রবীর দের সঙ্গে রুমা পাল, এবিপি আনন্দ, কলকাতা।